Okay. So my internet connection is unstable. Why is it?
A little bit laggy, sir.
Is it
But now,
now?
but now it's okay.
Okay. So I'm not recording
Yes,
right now. You can do one thing.
yes, sir.
You can send me the recording, and
Mhm.
like I can do one thing. I can use that recording for my YouTube channel also.
Yeah,
Like everybody can get the thing.
definitely, sir, definitely.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
So are
So
you
shall
in
we start?
India or
No,
are you in
sir.
India or?
No, sir. I'm in Ukraine because actually, in from the first
Mhm.
September, my third year will be starting. So I'm here in Ukraine
Okay.
only.
Okay. So yeah, I read your all the question, and
Mhm.
I think that you wrote all the genuine question. Actually, everyone should know about all those
Yes,
things.
yes,
So
sir.
yeah.
These are the basic questions, sir.
Hmm.
So,
So
sir,
yeah, we can start and do one thing. Like
yes, sir.
I don't know about this thing. Like
Mhm.
your video should be here, and my video should be like this. Like
So,
it is.
yeah,
It shouldn't be
it is like this only, sir.
in my computer. It's just like my video is like very small, and your video is like full screen. So I don't
No,
know how
sir.
to do that.
In my computer, it is like half part is your video and half part is mine.
Okay, just let me find them. No, show great. Just okay. I don't know about this thing. Just just wait.
Don't worry, sir. I will send you the recording.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. ठीक है. Yeah, let's start it.
Okay, sir. So the first question is a brief introduction about yourself. That where are you from and where did you graduated from?
Okay. So my name is Gaurav Mudgal, and I graduated from India from a government medical college. My college name is Maharani Lakshmibai Medical College, and that's a government medical college in
Jhansi.
Bundelkhand region of Jhansi. So Bundelkhand region, Jhansi. So I
Okay.
belong from Agra, actually nearby
Mhm.
Agra. So I'm from UP, and my college was also in the part of Bundelkhand. That is also the part of
Mhm.
UP.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So yes, so I did my MBBS. Actually, my batch was 2013 batch, and I graduated in
Mhm.
2019, March
Okay.
2019.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
and then after that, I gave like along with my internship, I gave my NEET PG exam, and I got
Mhm.
selected. I secured a very good rank in NEET PG, and I took pediatric surgery from Sir Gangaram Hospital, and I
Oh,
was a
that's good.
resident over there. And
Mhm.
yes, and during that time, I started preparing for USMLE and realized this thing. So
Okay,
that was
okay,
the thing. Yeah.
okay. So, the second question is, sir, that why is only USMLE, or we can say that why only USA you choose for residency after, like in between the
Okay.
residency on in
Mhm.
India?
So the thing is that from my first year or second year, I was in this dilemma: or should I continue? Like, should I go for Indian PG, and like,
Mhm.
should I go for USMLE? I was from I was from government medical college, and over there there was no one who could guide me for USMLE.
Mhm.
So although I was like a very good student, I was like very meritorious student, and like I was scoring good and everything. I also read first aid during my third year, fourth year time, but there was no one who can mentor me for USMLE. So
Mhm.
I was kind of like lost at that time, and like everyone from my college was preparing for this NEET PG and AIMS
Mhm.
exam. So I kind of like fall into that trap. Like USMLE is not something that I can pull off or I can do. So I chose this NEET PG, like because a lot of my friends said like first get done with the NEET PG, and there was one more thing. Like there was a myth that like if you are done with your post graduation in India, you can the outside countries recognize Indian PG, and they can also give you some kind of leverage over other people.
No,
So
no,
I
no.
thought like yeah, I know that was a
Uh-huh.
myth. That's why like. So I thought like, okay, just like because I was trained in Indian system, and we during my medical school I was like preparing for my professional exam, and like preparing for NEET PG was easy for me. So that's why I chose to give NEET PG exam during my internship, and I got selected. But later on I realized like my dream was to pursue my higher education in US, because and like during my residency there was like there were few people in my department. They were actually rotating in my department, so they were preparing for USMLE. They told me like,
Okay.
sir, I'm preparing for USMLE. And I was also like I said to them like I also want to prepare for USMLE. And they actually guided me through the process. Like they said like, yeah, you can prepare for USMLE. It's not something that only the genius people can do. A
Yes,
person like
obviously.
yeah, an average person can also do that.
Because
So
actually, there is a,
yeah.
like, we can say a myth, or some kind of like AR talks that in India you cannot prepare for USMLE. If you are a foreign medical graduate, you cannot prepare for USMLE. USMLE is like a rocket science exam. Only mastermind and geniuses can clear that exam. Many more
No, that
things.
that so that's not the situation now. There's a friend of mine. He graduated from Ukraine, I guess. Like, what
Yes.
was the name of that university? Something. Oh, mm,
Bogomolets.
no, 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 no. I forgot the name. Yeah, he
Uh,
graduated from Ukraine, and he
uh
gave his USMLE exams, and now he's like applying for the residency match along with me. He's a very good friend of mine,
yes.
and he's a foreign medical graduate. And like, yeah, he can do, anyone can do. And like, if I
Yes.
can do, I'm from India. He's
Yes.
from Ukraine. He graduated from Ukraine. He can do. And even like my third friend, Manik Madan, he's a YouTube
Yes.
star right
Yes.
now.
Yes, sir.
He is from Kim's Medical College, and that's a private medical college, and he scored so good in the
Yes.
exam.
Yes,
And
sir.
so this the myth has to end. Like, from India people can do, from Ukraine people can do, from private medical college people can do. So it's
There
up to
is,
you actually.
yes, there is a truth that if you will study, then you can do, or if you won't study, then if you are,
Yeah,
whether you are a student of AIMS Delhi, you cannot even uh,
yeah, crack
solve a
this
single
exam.
question of single question of USMLE. But
Yeah,
the main thing is that you have to study.
yes. So the your hard work really pays off, and
Okay.
that's the real situation. Yes.
And the hard work that has paid off for you, sir, and that really congratulations for you.
Thank you very much, Manish. Thank you very much. And yeah, hard work really pays you off, and that's what I believe. Because an average student like me, although I was like, okay, okay during my studies and everything, but I really thought like this way, okay, that like is something that only the geniuses can do. But then I realized like, yeah, I can also do that, because I gave my step one, and secured a decent score in that. And with like only 2 months of studies, I kind of secured a good score in that. So an average person can also do that.
The main thing is that first you have to self believe in yourself that you can do, and the rest of the thing will get automatically. First, you have to
Yeah,
believe in yourself that you can do.
yeah. So
Yes,
believing in yourself is something that you
mm,
should do.
yeah,
You should
yes,
practice every day. Like, you have to tell yourself like, yes, I can do that. Because it's like the whole world is like, yeah, you cannot do. They
yes.
will procrastinate about
Mhm.
your career or your growth, but you have to believe in yourself, and that's the main thing. You have to believe.
So that's the basic thing that you have to do in the beginning.
Yes,
Everything is secondary, but first you have to believe in yourself that you can do anything.
yes, yes.
So, sir, the third question is that at what time you started preparing for this USMLE and gave your steps?
Okay. So as I told you, like I secured a very good rank in NEET PG, and my
Yes.
family member said like, first take admission and get the residency.
Mhm.
So I got into pediatric surgery residency. That's a 6 years dual degree course in
Yes.
from Sir Gangaram Hospital. And Sir Gangaram Hospital, believe me,
Uh,
like it's a very good hospital in
yes, sir.
India.
That's a
It's
very
in
reputed
Delhi,
hospital.
and actually you can compare with the AIMS. Like they have
Yes, sir.
faculty from
Definitely.
AIMS.
I.
So yeah, so that's why I kind of said like to myself, like, yeah, just do this thing and focus on like I was in surgery. So I said like to myself, like my dream is to like work outside and like get higher education from maybe UK or from maybe USA. So I gave myself a target. I gave myself a target of MRCS. So I thought
Okay.
like during my residency, I'll prepare for MRCS. But I told you about that. Like I had like few interns under me in my
Mhm.
department, and they told me about this thing that like MRCS is not something that you should do. It's like do USMLE first, and like you'll realize this thing later. So I kind of researched about it and started preparing for USMLE step one. And I started preparing for USMLE during my residency in the month of like uh, October, November. I kind of like gathered knowledge and like not proper preparation. It's just like making my mind
Mhm.
about the process and everything. So by the end of February, I started like I was totally prepared about the USMLE, the step and everything. I got to know about everything, and then I the fully dedication for my studies started in the month of April. Yeah,
Okay.
15th or 18th April, and I
Mhm.
studied for like 2 months, and I gave my exam uh, in the month of July
And
in
the
2020.
okay,
So
okay.
yeah, in my first year of
Mhm.
residency, pediatric surgery residency, I gave my exam.
So
Yeah.
actually, sir, what are the plans of get which branch are you aspiring to get a residence in U and USA?
So I'm aspiring for internal medicine because I had like fair share of experience of
Mhm.
surgical branch, and believe me, surgical branch is very stressful for me, and
Yes.
it's something that I like. I'm kind of person who enjoys small things and don't want to take that kind of stress that surgery offers.
Mhm.
So I realized this thing after working in a surgical department in India and like working for very gruesome or like getting trained in a very gruesome process.
Mhm.
I realized like surgery is something that I don't want to continue, and it's not something that even like if I can do, if I would have to do, I could have done that.
Mhm.
But the thing is that like even I don't want to see myself in the same shoes that my seniors or my attendings were, because they were like working for long hours, and like it's very stressful in surgical field, like even though you are getting paid very well,
Yes,
but
yes.
I don't want to uh, lose the peace and the calm of my life, like you
Ac-
know
uh,
what I mean.
Actually, so I have noticed that the stress and the benefit ratio of the surgical department is not that much as of other branches. Like you will get a hell lot of stress, but the benefit of that according to that stress is pretty much low.
And yeah, in India the system is somewhat, I guess, like I can say about this thing now, I've seen the best of
Mhm.
both worlds. I can compare them. And in India, there was a time when I used to get only 2 days holiday in a
Yes,
month,
yes. Oh.
and yeah, and the like 30 to 40 hours shift, one shift
Mhm.
2 times a week, and other days you have to come for like 10 hours, and it was so tiring for me. Like I kind of it was something that I didn't want in my life. Like I know medical field demands a lot, but that was something that was taking heavy toll on my mental health also. I
Okay.
want to grow in a very positive environment, and like Indian PG is something. Now I'm realizing this thing. Earlier I used to think that like Indian PG is like everybody has to go through the same
Mhm.
process, but it's not like that. I've seen in America, like the residency is like bit hectic, but it also should not be this way. Like you kind of lose touch to the reality, or your personality changes. In India, it's like stress, frustration, and overworking and sleepless every time. It should not be like that.
And you will not get given a chance to follow your passion, but whatever the passion it is, either it is
Yes,
YouTube
yes,
or like
yes,
it's tracking adventure, you will not get a chance to follow that passion. But I've
yes,
seen that in America you will you will easily get chances for you to follow your passion. I have seen so many of
yes.
so many YouTubers who are like residents, who are attendees in America, and they are pretty much active on YouTube also.
Yes, they are. Actually, I've lived the life of a resident, because I'm doing rotations in different
Mhm.
hospitals, and I'm getting the every experience of the resident's life in America, and I can really correlate, like if India is like or maybe other country, like they have like they have this system of like training the doctors in a very gruesome way. In America,
Yes, yes,
yeah, they teach also. They also want you to grow professionally, and yeah, your mental status should be
mentally, yes.
good. So in America, it's very much balanced. In India, it's not balanced.
Yes, because that's why,
So
sir, I have seen so much of difference in between the doctors of America and between the doctors of India. Recently, I have undergone a hell lot of situation in which I have seen the difference that
yeah,
American doctors
I'm
or
not
the studies.
I'm not criticizing Indian doctors or Indian system, but from the perspective of a budding doctor, I would say like yeah, India needs some change.
Yes, sir. Actually,
Indian education system should
yes, yes.
it needs change. A lot of
Actually,
time,
mhm.
yeah, yeah. Continue.
Actually, sir, I've seen that in India, it is like we are practicing our Western medicine like 200 years ago. The medicine which we were studying 200 years ago, and still we are studying the same. First, we are studying books, and then
Mhm.
we are going to clinical. But the situation and the scenario in America is pretty much different. That first you will go for clinical, and then according to that clinical scenario, you will study your books. So this is a little bit difference, but it makes a lot of change.
Yes. So that was the reason behind my thing. Like my dream and passion was to pursue my higher education from US, because they are the pioneer in
Mhm.
medicine.
Yes,
And the
definitely.
other thing was like work-life balance. They
Yes, sir.
do have work-life balance, and that was the very imperative thing for me. So I chose like uh, going for the USMLE during my residency, and I
Mhm.
gave my step one during my residency, and I secured a decent score in that. And then I started for like step two CK during my residency, and I also and then I quit my residency.
Okay, okay. So, sir, next question, like, what was your scores in step one, step two, and OET exam? And just, sir, please answer if you are comfortable revealing that these scores.
Okay, so I scored my score was like 240s, like higher 240s in step
Mhm.
one, and somewhat like 240s in step two also. And my OET score was like 450 in three section and 430 in one section out of
Okay,
500.
okay, okay.
So yeah, these were my
That
scores.
that's a very decent score, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
then,
yeah.
so the next question, like, what are the ideal timelines that a particular student should follow? Who should who is considering giving USMLE?
So the ideal timeline, according to me, is something that depends on the person. You know,
Okay.
in my medical school, there was no one who could have like guide me or like mentor me for USMLE. So I didn't do anything during my medical school. Even after the graduation, I followed this thing, and in residency, I started preparing for USMLE. So, but if you have any mentor or anyone, or if you want to prepare for USMLE, then start from your third year.
Third year.
Third
Okay.
year is the best time you can start from preparing for, like, even in second year, because second year is also the free time. A lot of people get a free time. So
Mhm.
start, make your mind about like USMLE, the process, get to know about the process, and start preparing from your second or third year of your medical school. And yeah, so it's better to prepare during your second year or third year, because at that time you have like basic knowledge about
Yes,
your
yes, yes.
basic sciences.
Mhm.
So give your step one during your medical school. I would really recommend about like giving your step
Mhm.
one during your medical school time. Yeah, it's better to give your step one during that time.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Because actually
And
when at the during the internship time, you there will be a very hectic day, hectic schedule for you. So at that time
yeah.
you cannot prepare for step one subject, because those were the subject you studied pretty much like very you can say a, a time ago. So
Hmm.
at the time of internship you are studying like those clinical subjects, you are seeing that clinical scenarios. So that's why step one, I also think that step one you should give in like in your medical school only.
So yes, so the timeline should be like this way, like give your step one after your third year. Before
Mhm.
your final year,
Mhm.
just give your step one during that time. So your basic sciences will be fresh in your mind.
Yes, yes.
And about step two CK, just plan in your internship, because
Okay.
in internship you'll be getting like maybe in the later part of internship, but plan that, because
Okay.
in the last months of internship, you'll be having a lot of clinical experience. The clinical
Yes, yes.
knowledge is very fresh in that time,
Yes, yes.
and you can give your step to CK during that time. And I would also highly recommend like applying for rotations or
Mhm.
clerkships or any kind of clinical experience in US during your medical like process, like medical school time, so that
Mhm.
like you won't do any other thing after graduation they don't permit clerkships or hands-on experience. A lot of universities don't allow that. So
Mhm.
get done with it, your clinical experience within that stipulated time of your medical school.
Okay.
Yes.
So, sir, can we like you were talking about clerkship? So, like a medical student like me, I'm about to go in a third year. So, can we or can I or can we apply for clerkship right now in the USA?
Yes, but I would really suggest, highly recommend you to
Mhm.
give your step one first, because a
Okay.
lot of
Okay.
universities, a lot of hospitals require your step one scores
Okay.
and even your TOEFL exam. So get done with that,
Mhm.
give your step one and your TOEFL exam, and then apply for rotations. You can do
Okay, okay.
rotation before graduation, like
Mhm.
even few people do that during their internship time. So you have like plenty of time, but
Mhm.
before graduation you should plan your rotations, means like
Yeah.
clinical experience in US.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Okay,
Yeah,
sir.
but current scenario, I would say like not a lot of universities are allowing medical student or graduates to do clinical experience. A lot of third party companies are like giving you like clinic based experience. So I would not suggest you to go for the electives right now,
Mhm.
because of COVID, not a lot of universities are allowing foreign graduates to go for clerkships or electives in their hospitals. So I would really recommend you to just wait for some time, so that like the COVID restrictions gets eased up, and
Mhm.
yeah, then you can apply. Yes.
Okay, okay. So this is very like a secret thing I get to know today, that undergrad student also can apply for clerkship and
Yeah,
observerships.
undergrads. Yeah, like yeah, it is for undergrads actually.
Mhm.
When like after you are graduated, then you don't get to you don't have the chance to do your clerkships. Now you can do only externships or observerships. So
Okay.
clerkships holds higher value as compared to externships or observership. So you can say
Okay.
like clerkships and sub-internships are very top
Mm-hmm.
experience, then externships, and then observership.
Observe.
So externships and observerships are for graduates,
Mm-hmm.
but clerkships and even sub internships, these are for undergrad people.
Undergrads. So
Yes,
basically, we have to clear our step one, and then we can apply for
and
our
yeah,
clerkships. Okay.
clerkships, and
Okay.
even some universities require your TOEFL exam,
Mhm.
so get done with that too.
Okay, okay, okay. So
Yes.
if we are planning to apply for clerkship, then we have to give that TOEFL exam. And if we are graduated and we have completed our each and every step, then it is necessary to give our TOEFL exam.
No, if you are done with your OET exam, you don't need
Okay,
to give your TOEFL exam because that time you won't be needing TOEFL exam. So
okay,
that's.
okay, okay.
But if you are applying as an
Mhm.
undergrad and applying for university clerkships or clinical experience, they require your TOEFL exam because by that time you won't be having any OET result with you. So
Mhm. Okay,
yes,
okay, okay. So the next question is like, as you told that you took around 6 months, only sorry, 2 months to prepare for step one, but
yes, yeah,
uh, what is the average timeline you would suggest that a student should take to prepare for step one?
that's a very good question actually. That question should be answered by the person who is preparing. Actually, I didn't have that much time. Okay, so I had I was in residency and I was not getting
Mhm.
a lot of time to study. So
Okay.
I used to like utilize all the time which I was like getting for
Mhm.
rest and like getting for my daily work in my studies. So
Okay,
I took
okay.
like around 2 months to prepare and everything. But if you're a medical graduate or if you are a medical student or a
Mhm.
graduate who has like ample amount of time, don't rush your step exam.
Okay.
Plan accordingly and check your progress, and according to that give your exam, because your scores does matter in
Yeah,
this
definitely,
exam.
definitely.
So it's a very personalized choice. One person can do within like a month. A lot
Mhm.
of medical graduates from America or Caribbean, they do in like 1 or 2 months or even 3 months of dedicated study. But a lot of people also take like 1 year for preparation.
Yes, yes.
It's a very vague question to answer because it's a very personal choice. Like
Yeah, it depends
whatever
on the
time you can,
particular.
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
it depends on the person. So
Okay,
I would
okay.
really suggest like don't exceed your timeline beyond
Mhm.
6 months. So
Okay,
6 months
okay.
is a very sweet time. Like
Mhm.
3 months to 6 months is a very sweet time. You can utilize this time for
Mhm.
your step one exam. And the same holds true for your step two CT exam also.
Okay, okay, okay.
Just take like 3 months or 2 months for
Mhm.
preparation, dedicated study, and give away
Okay,
this exam.
okay.
Give
So
this
the
exam after like 3 months. Yeah,
so basically it is a myth that for if you are planning to give for USMLE step one or step two, you have to prepare for like 1 year or 1.5 years. So this is a myth.
bro, listen. I gave this exam in just 2 months.
Yes.
Okay. If
Okay.
I can do it, anybody can do that. I
Yes.
was like working as a resident too. So I had like a lot of things. So I didn't get any dedicated time. I was like going through a gruesome process of residency and
Mhm.
studying for step up. So if a person is like dedicated doing this his dedicated study or her dedicated study, they can pull this off in 2 or 3 months,
Okay.
and
Okay.
maybe like maximum stretch it to like 6 months, not beyond that. I wouldn't recommend that.
Okay. Because actually, sir, some few of my colleagues, when I asked them that, are you planning to give USMLE, and they were like that, oh, that is a very monstrous, horrible exam. You cannot prepare for that exam. I was saying that you have 6 years to prepare for that exam. Well, no, 6 years are very less. That is a very monstrous exam. Those exams are made for
No,
the
it's not.
graduates.
It's not. The same thing with me, like there was no one who could have like said to me like you cannot give in 2 months.
Mm,
So I didn't know like people take 1 year or 6 months or that time. So I was like pretty much okay, like I have to give this exam. So I had a target, and I knew about my capabilities.
mm,
So I thought like just you have to do this exam, okay? And the straight path is like do the most important things. Don't
uh-huh.
waste time in other things because time is very precious.
Yes.
So I started preparing with like the standard materials, and I gave away this exam. So that's the thing. You don't have to uh, extend your timeline for like 1 year or something. Don't do that. It's not worth it.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So the next question is that, what are the resources, like, there are pretty much, very too many
Hmm.
resources, but what are the basic and like on point resources to prepare for step one?
So for step one, actually for step one, the people usually say UFAP, U
Yes.
World,
Mm-hmm.
First Aid, and Pathopa. These are the
Okay.
Bible, Quran, or Gita
Mm-hmm.
for step one exam.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I wouldn't recommend any other resource. If you have like weak base, or like your concepts are not that good, then you can
Mm-hmm.
refer to Emboss. Emboss is a very
Okay.
good source,
Mm-hmm.
or any other like any video lectures, but I won't recommend Kaplan. Kaplan is
Uh-huh.
like something I won't recommend to my juniors or who's ever preparing for this exam. They are very outdated. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, these three things, don't waste your time in other things. If you have any problem with any topic, you can go to osmosis videos, or you can watch osmosis videos,
Mm-hmm.
or you can use Emboss, but
Okay.
or Lecturio. But I don't know about Lecturio and Boards and Beyond because I didn't do anything with them. I didn't study anything from or yeah, they also have this thing, picturize, and
And that
like there was one thing, sketchy
sketchy.
notes.
Yes, sketchy
Sketchy
notes.
notes. I didn't
Uh,
study anything from sketchy notes, so I don't know about that. But yeah, it's a very good way to remember all those things. So you,
Sketchy. Sketchy is a very, like, is very famous for its microbio and
yeah,
this
microbiology and
biochemistry
learning
also.
things. But if you have like good foundation of concepts
Mhm.
during your medical school, I don't think you'll be requiring all those things. Just like first aid and UWorld and
Mhm.
Pathom.
Okay.
And these are like your main focus. You will
Okay.
cover like 90% of you first step one through these resources, three resources. And if you need to expand your like knowledge and want
Mhm.
to cover like 5%, you can go with Emboss, Sketchy, and like there was one more thing, Boards and Beyond, or
Boards
anything
and
like.
beyond. And
Yeah.
in these like supplementary resources like boards and beyond, I personally found that Emboss is pretty much helpful, because sometimes when I got confused in any kind of
Yeah, so it
topics.
should be like a reference,
Mhm.
but the basic
Yes,
main
yes,
material, like the basic your study material should be UWorld,
you were.
first aid, and
Mhm.
Pathoma.
Okay,
Three, only three.
okay,
Don't
okay.
go for Amboss or any other thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
Okay.
in the later part of your preparation, you can also utilize NBME exams for your
Mhm.
analysis of your preparation, and you can plan your step according to that. So I would really recommend three things. Don't waste your money on other things,
Uh-huh.
because whenever you'll have a lot of study material, you cannot concentrate on one, and
Yes,
you
yes, yes.
kind of like, yeah, extend your timeline, and
Uh,
that's not very good choice.
so basically, when we have a lot of study material to study, then we sometimes we go on a mental adventure that let's study this. Okay, no, let's study this. No, let's study this.
Yeah,
And
it happens
and
with
mhm.
everyone. It happens with like there are a lot of people who give this kind of advices,
uh,
and like people get confused and they don't do anything.
yes, yes.
So I would like, very straightforward, I'm saying this too. I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm saying this as a senior or as a brother or anything. Very
Yes, yes.
genuine advice. Don't
Okay,
waste your
okay.
time on other things. Just
Mhm.
use them for the reference. If you are not understanding, let's say if you're not understanding schizophrenia, you
Mhm.
can go to osmosis or boards and beyond, or
Uh-huh.
maybe amboss for the
Mhm.
reference, but don't
Okay.
study like first
Mhm.
study amboss or kaplan or
Uh,
anything, because these are the secondary things. Your
okay,
main
okay.
focus should be on UWorld, first aid, and patho. Yes.
Okay, okay. Okay, sir. So, sir, the next question is I guess it will be a pretty much lame question that what is the validity of step one result?
So validity of step one, are you talking about like scores versus like
Yes.
pass fail?
No, 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 sir. Actually, I'm asking that let's suppose I'm planning to give this exam in 2023. So, what and the result will be out in like within 3 to 4 weeks. So,
Yeah.
what will be the validity of that result?
Okay, so step one score is valid for like 7 years.
Okay, okay.
For 7 years, it will be valid for you. So only the thing is that like if you score less in that exam, it will be
Mhm.
valid for 7 years. Or if
Okay.
you fail this exam, you can appear again. But if you
Mhm.
like, the cutoff is like 194, and if you score like
Mhm.
198, you are in the category of pass, but your
Mhm.
score is not that good.
Uh,
So it will stay with you for 7 years. You cannot give this exam again. The same
okay,
thing
okay,
is like with step 2 CK also.
okay, okay. Because in the beginning, I was thinking like that the steps are like NEET PG, and every year you have to give again and again, and you have to
No, no,
undergo a
no, no. You
counseling
don't have to
process.
give. No, step one, once in a life. Step two, once in a life. It's just like that.
So there's a
Seven,
once in a
7 years is something, yeah.
once in a
7 to 10 years,
lifetime
I guess. Like,
opportunity.
yeah, it's once in a life.
Yes, once in a lifetime opportunity. So you have to hit it hard, very hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like hit it hard and with
Mhm.
smartly, and you don't want to extend your timeline also, but you don't want to give this half-heartedly. So you have to
Okay,
prepare according to that.
okay,
Yes.
okay. So, sir, what will be the resources that you use for the preparation of your step to CK?
So for my step to CK, I didn't have that much time actually. That was
Okay.
the COVID time also,
Mhm.
and yeah, I gave my step one in 2020, July 2020, and I gave my step to CK in the March 2021. But
Okay.
within that period, I was not studying for step to CK. I was like,
Mhm.
I was doing my residency and the duties and everything.
Okay.
So I took this 2 months gap or 2 month dedicated time for preparation, and I gave away this exam with like minimal study of like the same thing.
Mhm.
What I used in step one, like UWorld. UWorld is the
Okay.
main resource.
Mhm.
UWorld, and I had like first aid, annotated first aid of step one, and
Okay.
the third thing was like the divine interventions. So they are
Okay.
podcasts from divine intervention. The podcast
Mhm.
you can listen, and they also have the PDF file, so you can
Okay.
refer those divine intervention and the step first aid for step one, UWorld, divine interventions podcast, and yeah, and they have like UWorld's notes. There's it.
Okay.
It is available online. Yeah, you can use that, or maybe Master the Board by Conrad Fisher. You can use that also. or I didn't use it, so that's why I'm. And I also didn't use the second thing was like first aid for step to seek. I didn't use that. So
Okay,
these are the
okay.
two books. You can like
Mm-hmm.
it's up to you. So you can
Yes,
use
yes,
it
yes.
or it's up to you. So it's it's just like if you feel like you can get a good knowledge from these two books, you can use. Otherwise, I think UWorld and First Aid of Step One and
Divine podcast.
Divine podcast and their PDF files and
Mm-hmm.
UWorld's notes. This was
Okay.
the basic, you can say the study
Mm-hmm.
material for me for step
Okay,
to
okay.
CK preparation. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So, sir, a few words about that OET exam which has been recently introduced.
So actually, the thing is that like earlier it used to be step to CK exam, but
Mm-hmm.
now they have changed it to OET exam because of the COVID
Yes,
pandemic. Now they
yes,
don't
yes.
conduct a step to CK exam, CS
Mm-hmm.
exam, sorry,
CS.
step to CS exam. So no, now OET exam is used as the validating exam for your English proficiency and patient interaction or like your clinical skills.
Okay.
Not the clinical skills. That's not the
Mm-hmm.
clinical skills. Actually, the it is for like testing your medical English or the way you can communicate with the patients.
Mm-hmm. So
So
basically
I
the history
didn't
taking.
study, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
not history taking. Actually, that's only this is the English speaking test for medical professionals.
Okay, okay.
You can say like they want to check like if you can converse with patient or not.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Okay,
thing. They don't check your clinical skills.
okay, okay,
So this exam, I took this exam in New York. I
okay.
studied for like 4 or 5 days or maybe 2 days, only 2 days. Yeah, it's an English exam, bro. So you don't need
Uh-huh.
to study for it. Like, it's just like just read, just watch some YouTube videos.
Uh-huh.
So OET official has like YouTube videos, like they'll guide you through the process, and
Okay.
you also have to write referral letters and everything. So just like
Mm-hmm.
read all those things, and yeah, your conversation. If you can converse in English, and that's good.
Mm-hmm.
You'll
Okay,
pass
okay,
this
okay,
exam. Yeah, so yes.
okay. So, sir, next question is like, what about electives? Like, what are those, and what are the benefits of doing them, and when one should consider doing these kind of electives?
So I actually answered this question previously, like what are the electives? So
Mm-hmm.
if you are if you haven't graduated, like you haven't completed your medical school, then
Mm-hmm.
you can apply for clerkships,
Okay. Yes. Yes.
and clerkships are hands-on. And if you are
Okay.
graduated, you can apply for externships or observership.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
externships are basically you can do hands-on experience on patients,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
in observership you'll be observing doctor and you cannot touch the patient.
Okay.
So the best thing is like you can do, if you can do is clerkships, then externships, and then observership.
Okay.
So I would really suggest you to get do your clerkships when you are in medical school,
Mm-hmm.
and like if you are graduated, then do externships or observerships are the last resorts.
Okay. So basically, you are doing these clerkships right now,
No, I'm doing externships because I'm a
externships.
graduate, so that's why
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
I cannot apply
Mm-hmm.
for clerkship. So I applied for externships, and externships are like hands-on experience. It's just like the similar to clerkships.
Okay.
A lot of students with me were they were in their medical schools and they're doing the
Mm-hmm.
clerkship with me. So yeah,
Okay. Okay. So,
and
mhm.
yeah, the other part I forgot about the other part. Can you please tell me about the other part of the question?
So what are the benefits of doing them?
So the benefit of doing clerkship is this, like you get to know about medical system of America, and
Okay.
every doctor wants to know about, like whenever you'll be applying for the residency match,
Mm-hmm.
they want to know like have you seen how do they work in American system, because we are educated in uh foreign country.
Mhm.
For Americans, it's like I'm from India, so I
Yes,
know
yes.
everything about Indian
Indian
medicine
medical.
or medic.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but they want you to know about American
Okay,
medical system. So for that, they want you to practice and know about American system. So
okay,
electives or clinical experiences and a very good way to prove yourself for
okay, okay.
in American situations. Yes.
So, sir, what are the time duration for doing these clerkship and extensionships?
So usually people do for like 4 weeks in a particular department, like in a
Mhm.
particular hospital. So 4 weeks is more than enough for one externships or clerkships or anything. So a lot of people, I did like five externships in USA. So it's up to you how many, however, how many you want to do, you can do that.
Okay. So, sir, these is this kind of internship or clerkship are paid, or these are they are free of cost?
No, now earlier they used to be free of cost, but
Okay.
they don't pay you anything because
Mm-hmm.
you are the liability to them. You have to pay them as like minimal fees, or sometimes you have to pay let's say like $2,000, $3,000 even for 4 weeks. So it's quite expensive. The
Mm-hmm.
basically it is the very expensive process. It is
Oh, yes,
yeah,
yeah.
you have to pay a lot of money for externship sometime, because right now because of COVID, a lot of universities are not allowing foreign
Okay,
medical
okay.
graduates to do the externships or clerkships.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of agencies are facilitating in that process, and they are charging a lot money. But
A lot of
that's
money.
something that, yeah. So that's something that you shouldn't be worried about that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's they don't pay you. You have to pay them like fees.
Yes.
Like some universities also give you free externships or clerkships, and some
Okay.
also charge a minimal fees. So it will vary.
So it is varying situation.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it is you have to spend on your accommodation and your
Mm-hmm.
living expenses, everything you have to manage. Nobody's gonna pay you,
Until you
and
get a
you also
residency.
have, yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
you also have to pay the hospital or university for the externship
Mm-hmm.
application.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. So, sir, the next question is like, this is a very a very vast topic to discuss. That what about research that I have heard about that you have to do research in order to get a residency, in order to get matched in USA. So, like, what is the ideal time for a candidate to start to do research, or is it really important to do research for your resume?
Research is something that's a very debatable question, actually.
Mhm.
Like research is something that if you can do that,
Okay,
but it's not tie breaking thing. If you
okay,
have
okay.
research experience, like if in your medical school, uh because in India they don't focus on research or anything, because
Yes,
undergrad
yes.
is not something they don't
Mhm.
do this.
They
But in
don't, yes.
America,
Mhm.
yeah, in America a lot of students do that, so that's why they consider this thing.
Okay,
So
okay.
it's a very very good thing if you have, but if you
Mhm.
don't have, then that's also not a very good that's not a bad part about it. So
Okay,
having a research is something that will just a feather in a cap, but
okay,
it's not
okay.
something, yeah, it's not something that if you're not getting, you should be worried about, like you don't have any research that you won't
Mhm.
match or something. People do match.
Okay.
So if you're applying for very competitive residencies like surgery, plastic
Surgery.
surgery, or
Mhm.
derma or anything, then
Okay.
research holds a very good position.
Mhm.
So it's something that it's up to you. If you're getting an experience in your hospital or anywhere, just look for it and
Okay.
involve yourself in that. Start
Okay, okay.
presenting cases or anything, or do
Mhm.
case presentation in your department, or like do some kind of like research activity if that is possible for you.
Okay,
But the
okay,
main
okay.
thing is like preparing for USMLEs or
Mhm.
exams. So that's like something you should focus first, and then research comes second.
Okay, so next question is that can undergrad student like me can apply for research in US or any other college in US or other countries?
Yes, you can apply, but the thing is that like you should be having certain kind of because a lot of US people, they want you to have certain experience in research field. So I would really suggest you to first get some kind of research experience in your home country,
Okay.
and then apply to different research. Like you have to look for different people in US to
Mhm.
who are doing research, and yeah, you have to approach them through email or
Yes,
any
yes.
other source. Yeah, so that is the thing. So
Because
research, yeah, research is a very vague thing.
okay.
It's a vague thing. So
Mhm.
if you can apply, because I don't have much experience in research,
Okay.
I'm trying to do that, but if
Mhm.
you don't have like, I don't have any good experience in research, so I
Mhm.
cannot suggest anything. But yeah, if you have research, that's a
Okay.
plus
That's a
point for
plus
you.
point. Okay, yes, yes.
Yes.
So um, there is a plus point of research in like in your resume and in your CV too. So as you
Yeah,
told earlier.
it's a
Mhm.
yeah. So it's a plus point in your resume, and yeah.
Okay. So next question is like, what are the factors that can influence your matching process into the residency?
So your first thing is your steps, your
Okay.
step scores.
Mhm.
Okay. And the second thing is your electives and your personal statement and your letter of recommendation.
Okay.
Third thing is your year of graduation and what you did and your overall personality. Fourth
Mhm.
thing is your research. So
Okay.
research come like very down in the line.
Mhm.
But for some programs like derma and plastic surgery, they also want research. Research holds a very good position in those programs.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So basically the research is like they
If you
use
can do,
research as a filtering point, like they if when they want to filter the students, like
yes.
they cannot match each and every student, because each and every student after clearing USMLE is genius in himself or herself, so they consider research as a filtering.
Research is something, it's not filtering. Filtering is the steps and your
Mhm.
experience.
Okay.
Research is something that if you want to match into a very good program, like university program where they usually do a lot of research,
Mhm.
they want with people with research experience. Otherwise, this it is like okay,
Okay, okay, okay. So
yes.
so, sir, next question is like, what is the cost or the total expense of these different steps? Because I have heard that the application form of these individual step are pretty much expensive.
So if I say about the process and everything cost of USMLE,
Mhm.
right now it's quite costly
Yes.
because a lot of this has like you use a lot of money for your electives or clinical experience, because for 4 weeks of clinical experience you'll be paying them like around $2,000 or 1,500 to
Mhm.
$2,000, or maybe even some people pay like $3,000. So that's quite
Okay.
expensive, and a lot of people do like 4 or 5 months of this clinical experience, and that
Mhm.
is like if you say like 4 into 5 means like it's
$20,000.
expensive.
$20,000 just
$20,000
for
in,
electives.
and like yeah,
Mhm.
and yeah, and after that like you also have to apply, you have also have to have this living expense included in that. So living
Mhm.
expenses, like if you're coming to US at least you'll be spending around $1,500 per month.
per month.
So if you're living here for 5 weeks, how would that be? 5 or 6, not weeks actually, 5 6 months. 6 months is like 1,500 for it's around like
It is $60,000.
three.
It is
Yeah,
around $6,000,
yeah. So
$6,000 to $9,000.
it's
That
expensive.
it is pretty much
So
expensive.
and then step scores, and if you sorry, not scores, step exams and preparation material and everything, it is a quite expensive process. So like you'll be needing around $35,000, 30 to
For
35,000 for everything, because later on you'll be applying to different programs in ERA's application and
yes.
NRMP match, and at that time it varies like around $2,000 to $4,000 for that match process also.
So from the beginning to till the end, when you get a residency, we can say that it will be around $30,000 to $35,000.
Yeah, or it can vary.
It
It's
can
a very
vary. Yeah.
variable, yeah.
Variable thing.
So consider like 30 to $35,000 as this everything.
Okay.
You
Okay.
should
Okay.
make this mind,
Mhm.
like I'll be spending around, if you say in Indian rupees, it's like 30
Mhm.
lakhs. 30 lakh is
Mhm.
something that you have to spend.
That's
I know it's
a huge
very,
money. Huge money.
it's,
But
it's, yeah,
mhm. Okay.
but you
So,
can
sir.
pay this off in your residency or after that. It's not something, it's just like you're investing on yourself.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
it's not that big, like if you're investing, because you are not doing any, like you are utilizing this money on yourself. It's
On
just
yourself,
kind of
definitely.
investment, right? Yeah.
Definitely, because after investing this huge amount of money and after getting a residency, you will definitely earn a handsome amount of salary.
Yeah, so you can pay that off in like in during your residency. I would say like during your residency you can pay off this thing. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. So, sir, the last question is like, as you told that it is around 30 lakhs according to Indian currency, or if we can say that around 30 to $35,000. So, a
Yes.
middle class family can afford this whole path of USMLE.
Bro, this is a very tough question. Yeah, if you no, it's just like you need to actually, after medical school, nobody wants to take that money from their parents.
Yes,
Middle
yes, yes,
class
yeah.
family is, they don't, they cannot
Mhm.
afford this much money.
Yes, yes.
So you can do one thing, you can like inquire about loans. You
Mhm.
can take loan, education loan, or whatever way you can arrange this much money.
Mhm.
So it's up to the person.
Dep okay, it depends on the situation of the family to according to the person.
Yeah, so because not a lot of people can afford that much, so I would
Mhm.
really suggest like apply for scholarships or loans or anything,
Mhm.
whatever you can do for this. This you can usually, a lot of people apply for loans, and it's
Mhm.
not a very huge amount to invest on yourself, because you'll be, a lot of people from India, they do their engineering in US and they
Yes, yes.
usually spend around like 2 crores.
That's a
So
huge.
yeah, they take loan, bro. They
Mhm.
don't have that much money in their home. They take
Yes, yes.
loan and they pay that off
Mhm.
during like after their, after
Yeah, after their
getting a
jobs.
good jobs. Yeah, after
Mhm.
getting a good job you can pay that off. So that's the same thing with your with medical students also.
Okay, okay. This USMLE pathway.
Yes, USMLE. Yes.
Okay. So, sir, that those were all my questions. So, if you can suggest any good take-home points or can summarize this whole interview.
So in summary, I would say one thing.
Yes, sir.
If you want to do, if you have a dream, then focus on your dream. You can do, and nothing is impossible.
Okay.
uh, just like work on yourself every day, target something in your life, and like get a good habit of like making making some target for every day. And yeah, USMLE requires a kind of like dedication.
Yes,
So
yes,
dedicate yourself towards it, and just work on that. It's a doable thing. Those who have done this are not someone who, like, they are not genius, they are like
yes,
common people like us.
yes, yes.
So if they can do it, we also can do it. So don't
Okay.
believe that bullshit, like people usually say, like genius can do that. No, nothing. You can do that. I can do that. Everyone can do that. You just have to work hard and put more efforts, and just like you have to hustle for it. So
Okay,
that's my take home point.
okay,
Just
okay.
just hustle for it,
Mhm.
and your life and your achievement will speak.
Definitely, sir.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay, so that's all for today, sir. Thank you for giving your precious time for me for my questions.
Thank you for giving me opportunity
No,
to
no, sir.
yeah, speak all those, answer all those questions and everything. I think if I can change life of one, if I can change one person's life, it will be a pleasure for me.
Okay, okay.
If my interview, or if my suggestion, or if my this interview can help one person, I'll be highly obliged.
It will definitely help me, sir. I don't know about others, but it will definitely help me.
Yeah. So I'm really sorry I couldn't take out some
No,
time
no, no,
before
sir,
because
no,
I
sir.
was so much busy during my rotations and everything. So today is
No, sir.
Saturdays,
Yeah, yeah.
and I took out some time, and yeah.
No, it's okay, sir. I don't have any question. I don't have any,
And
grudges about
yeah,
this.
my friend, he graduated from Odessa. Now I
Odessa,
remember.
yes, 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 yeah, Odessa.
Odessa or Odessa?
No,
Odessa.
sir,
It's
it
in
is
Ukraine.
Odessa, Odessa, Odessa.
Yeah, so he
Yes.
graduated, like he graduated from Odessa Medical University.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. So
and
currently he's with you, like doing electives with you.
he did electives with me. Now he's in India. He left to India for India, like after completing his electives,
Mhm.
and he's applying this year.
Okay, for a match.
Yeah, for math.
So I thought that the matching session will be starting in mid-September.
No, it will start from 1st of September. So for
Okay.
like ERAS application and everything,
Mhm.
it will start from September. 1st
For
September. Yes.
Okay,
So I'm
so
applying this year for 1st September, from 1st September. So
so
it's quite like, yeah.
you will definitely get your aspiring branch, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I wish you very good luck for your future, and like start studying and give your steps and prepare your CV very well.
Okay,
And
okay,
don't worry, you can easily do that.
okay,
Just you
okay,
have
sir.
to hustle for it, just like that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your time,
Okay.
for your information. Thank you, sir.
Mhm. Okay. Take care,
It
and
means a
send
lot, sir.
me, yeah, and send me
Mhm.
this video. I need to
Okay,
upload this video. Yeah.
okay, 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 sir.
So
Definitely,
how
I
will
will
you
send it.
send?
I'll find something like I think that on Viber because the video is pretty much like huge. So the
Mhm.
WhatsApp on WhatsApp I cannot share it on
No, not
Instagram.
on
I cannot.
WhatsApp. You can do this thing, like you can create a Google Drive, and
Mhm.
you can
Yeah,
share
sir.
this
Yes, yes,
link.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'll share on
that's
a
a,
Google Drive. Yes, yes, yes.
yes. Okay.
Okay,
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 Manish, take care.
okay, okay, sir.
कोई
Thank you.
क्वेश्चन
See
हो
you.
तो just let me know.
ठीक है
मिलते हैं.
सर, मैं बिल्कुल ठीक है सर. ओके सर.
And
ओके
which part of India you belong?
सर. यूपी मुरादाबाद.
Hey, तुम मुरादाबाद से हो, मैं आगरा से हूँ.
हाँ सर,
आगरा
मैं
के
मैंने
पास फिरोजाबाद से हूँ.
हाँ समझ गया था सर. मैं आपको आपकी जो स्टेटस वगैरह कुछ कुछ डलते थे, मैं देखता रहता था. आपने एक आज स्टेटस में डाल रखा था आगरा फिरोजाबाद.
अच्छा अच्छा, मैंने पता नहीं कौन से में डाल रखा था, मुझे ध्यान नहीं
मैंने कोई एक प्रोफाइल चेक करी थी पहले. सबसे पहले बिगिनिंग में मैंने ये मुझे काफी क्वेश्चन थे, काफी डाउट्स थे. तो मैंने स्टार्टिंग
है.
में मनिक सर को अप्रोच किया था. तो मनिक सर ने बोला कि मैं अभी फिलहाल बहुत ज्यादा बिजी हूँ, तो मैं अभी अभी तो नहीं जवाब दे सकता. बट उन्होंने बताया था मुझे पहले, सबसे पहले ये डाउट आया था कि जब फर्स्ट एड मैंने बुक अभी रिसेंटली परचेज की थी, तो जब मैंने बुक खोली तो मैं एकदम शॉक में रह गया। जो पेज हमारी गाइटन या कोई हरिसन के अंदर तीन तीन जो टॉपिक तीन तीन चार चार पेज का है, वो फर्स्ट एड के अंदर एक पैराग्राफ में खत्म।
हाँ हाँ, तो वैसे ही है, फर्स्ट एड बहुत अच्छी किताब है।
हम्म।
तुम्हें बाद में रियलाइज होगा कि
नहीं अब
फर्स्ट
तो
एड
मैं
से पढ़ना
अब
नहीं है पहले।
जी जी
फर्स्ट
जी।
एड को पहले पढ़ लो, फिर उसमें
हम्म।
ना यू वर्ल्ड करते करते एनोटेट करना है आपको।
हाँ वो मैं अब सर,
तो
अब
उसमें
मुझे करीब
एक्स्ट्रा
2 महीने हो गए हैं।
नॉलेज डालनी है, तो मैं खुद
हम्म।
लिखनी है वो किताब।
हाँ वो 2 मंथ्स हो गए हैं मुझे उससे पढ़ते पढ़ते। मैं अब देख रहा हूँ कि हाँ उसमें एनोटेट करना पड़ता है, बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जो उसके अंदर नहीं लिखी हुई हैं।
हाँ, सब कर लोगे तुम। अपनी जो बेसिक बुक्स है उनको पढ़ो।
जी जी
बाद बाकी की ये केपलन और ये फलाना ढिकना कुछ नहीं।
जी जी
बाद
जी।
बाकी की ये सारे पैसे कमाने के उनके
यहाँ
तरीके हैं।
बहुत सुनने में
जस्ट
आया ये
फोकस
कैपलन
ऑन।
बहुत एक्सपेंसिव है।
हाँ, $5,000
जी
लोग देते हैं, 5,000। और मतलब इंडिया में तो ये भी चल रहा है ना कि ये लोग यूएसएमएलई एज बना के बैठे हैं डैम्स वाले, कोई
जी
मतलब नहीं है। डोंट
हाँ।
डोंट डोंट गो फॉर ऑल दोस थिंग्स।
ओके।
ये चीज और अपनी उसमें वीडियो में डालना था, पर चलो
ठीक है
लीव
सर।
इट।
ओके।
But don't go for all those these kind of things. They are the predators. They want to take your money. Just like
ओके ओके।
the self study is more than enough for you,
ओके ओके
for
सर।
anyone. Yeah, self
ओके
study
सर।
करो, बाद बाकी चीजें हो जाएंगी।
जी
ओके,
जी जी। ओके सर।
चलो भाई,
ठीक है
बाय
सर।
बाय।
ओके सर, थैंक यू सो मच, बाय बाय सर।
मानिक ने बोला था कि मेरे को इंटरव्यू करने के लिए।
नहीं नहीं सर, एक्चुअली मैंने मानिक सर को अप्रोच किया था, तो मानिक सर ने बोल दिया कि मेरे पास अभी थोड़ा टाइम नहीं, मैं बिजी हूँ, उनके इलेक्टिव्स वगैरह चल रहे होंगे। उनके मैं स्टेटस
हाँ
में
हाँ हाँ,
उनके
मेरे साथ ही
वीडियोस
रहता
में
था वो।
वीडियोस में देखता था मैं। तो फिर उसके बाद एक सर यहाँ पे एक खारकीव नाम की एक जगह है यहाँ यूक्रेन में, रशिया
हम्म।
बॉर्डर के पास। तो वहाँ का एक
हम्म।
मेडिकल स्टूडेंट कपल है 6th ईयर का, उन्होंने मानिक सर को अप्रोच किया था
हाँ, मानिक का, हाँ वो उन्होंने बनाया।
इंटरव्यू के लिए, डॉक्टर बिहाइंड द
हाँ
सीन्स। तो फिर मैंने उनका
हाँ।
इंटरव्यू देखा। तो उस टाइम पे जब मैंने इंटरव्यू देखा तो फिर मुझे अप्रोच करना अच्छा नहीं लगा। मैंने कहा सर कहीं सर को ये ना लगे कि ये अपना चैनल बढ़ाने के लिए कर रहा है। बट एक्चुअली मेरा मेन मोटो चैनल बढ़ाना नहीं,
तेरा
मेरा मेन मोटो है।
चैनल कितना बड़ा है? मैंने तो अभी रिसेंटली स्टार्ट किया है यूट्यूब यार, मतलब यहाँ न्यूयॉर्क आने के बाद।
सर 15 सब्सक्राइबर है।
अरे कुछ नहीं,
हाँ
अपन
वो
लोग
सर
ऐसे ही बनते हैं।
चैनल चैनल से कुछ
चैनल
नहीं
से
है सर।
कमाना नहीं है, बस
हाँ।
ये है ना कि एक चीज है कि एक पर्टिकुलर एक स्किल हाथ में होता है ना, तो
जी जी।
अच्छा रहता है कि लाइफ में पढ़ने के अलावा भी यू आर डूइंग थिंग्स।
सर पढ़ने
किसी
के
की
अलावा
हेल्प
भी
हो
है,
जा रही है।
पढ़ने के हेल्प की भी है, और बात सारी है सर मेडिकल को ना लोग बहुत एक अलग ही नजर से देखते हैं। और ऊपर से हम फॉरेन मेडिकल ग्रेजुएट्स को तो पता नहीं, ये देखते हैं कि हम भूत हैं। हम तो पढ़ते ही नहीं है बिल्कुल भी। मतलब क्या ही
अच्छा
समझते हैं हमें तो, कि हम यहाँ पे बैठ के अय्याशियां करते रहते हैं, उन्हें पता नहीं क्या ही लगता है।
पर है भी तो अय्याशियां हैं तुम्हारे पास यार, किया
हाँ
कर।
सर ये सर ये तो है, वही है कि सर
रशिया में
वही
बहुत है, मेरा दोस्त
बहुत।
बताता था। बहुत।
अरे सर बहुत
उस, हाँ
बहुत गंदी है सर यहाँ पे। जब मैं स्टार्टिंग में आया था यहाँ पे, तो
हाँ
जो मेरे वो एजेंट्स के थ्रू आते हैं सब यहाँ पे, कुछ तो पता नहीं
हाँ
होता
हाँ।
मैं यहाँ पे।
कितना
तो
लगता
मुझे
है?
सर लगता डिफरेंट 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 है सर, किसी का कुछ लगता है। मेरा जो लगा था टोटल मैं आपको बताऊं तो मेरा ऑन एन एवरेज फीस वगैरह सब मिला के 7.5 लाख लग गया था।
1 साल का?
1 साल का, और जिसमें से उसमें से क्या कहते
रहने
हैं।
का और खाने पीने का कैसे?
नहीं वो सर अलग है। मुझे स्टार्टिंग में मैं स्टार्टिंग में बोल रहे थे कि हॉस्टल में रह लो। तो यूनिवर्सिटी हॉस्टल है, मैंने हॉस्टल देखा तो वो कोएड हॉस्टल था। लड़के सब एक फ्लोर पे, लड़कियां एक फ्लोर में, का यहाँ तो पढ़ाई होने से रही। फिर उसके बाद फिर एक फ्लैट पे
अच्छा।
शिफ्ट करा मुझे एक लड़के के साथ। वो लड़का स्मोकिंग करता था, ड्रिंकिंग करता था, तो मुझे उसके साथ समझ में नहीं आया। मैंने कहा भाई
हम्म।
मुझे तो ये सब चीजें समझ में आती नहीं, मैं तो यहाँ पढ़ने आया हूँ, मेरे बस की तो है नहीं। तो फिर मैंने जो अपना उससे एजेंट था उससे मैंने बोला कि सर देखो ऐसा है, मेरे से नहीं रहा जाएगा, आप मुझे कोई फ्लैट दिलवा दो। एक सिंगल रूम का
हाँ।
फ्लैट का मेरा कहीं वो अरेंजमेंट करवाओ। तो यहाँ पे वो है एजेंट्स वगैरह हैं जो फ्लैट फ्लैट दिलाते हैं। वो इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स ही हैं जो यहाँ के एजेंट बन गए हैं फ्लैट्स के।
अच्छा।
सर मतलब यहाँ पे एक
बहुत बुरा
अलग ही
हाल है।
बहुत बुरा हाल है। जैसे कहते हैं ना यूएसए की अलग अलग दुनिया है, ऐसी है यूक्रेन की एक अलग ही दुनिया है। तो यहाँ पे उससे
अच्छा,
बात बात करके मैंने कहा भाई सबसे बेस्ट है अकेले रहो, 6 साल काटो और चुपचाप अपने अपने गोल पे फोकस करो। कुछ नहीं रखा इन चीजों में।
तो तू एक काम करियो यार, एक चीज मैं तेरे को सजेस्ट करता हूँ, तेरे को ना।
जी
अब ये सारी चीजें हैं, तो तू मेडिकल स्कूल की जितने भी मेडिकल कॉलेज में जितने भी बच्चे होते हैं ना, और
जी
प्री
जी।
मेड तेरी अभी रिसेंटली वो मतलब तेरा 12th कब हुआ है? मतलब 2 साल पहले ही हुआ है ना?
नहीं सर मेरे
अ,
12th को टाइम हो गया।
पर फिर भी तेरे को वो सारी चीजों के लिए बेसिकली तेरे को पता होगा ना कि क्या अभी के बच्चे फेस कर रहे हैं और
जी
क्या है वो सारी चीजें, कि अगर बच्चे अपने स्टार्टिंग से मेडिकल स्कूल में जाने से पहले क्या क्या चीजें
सर
होनी
सर
चाहिए।
सर सर मैं यही वीडियोस डालता हूँ अपने चैनल पे, लाइक एक ये जैसे होता है, लोग है ना पढ़ाई के चक्कर में लोग कहते हैं कि हम अपनी फिटनेस पे ध्यान नहीं दे पाते हैं, कि जैसे अपनी फिटनेस पे ध्यान नहीं देते हैं, पेट निकल गया फिर बोलते हैं कि भाई क्या कहते हैं, चलो थोड़ा वर्कआउट कर लो, जिम चले जाओ, नहीं हमारे पास टाइम नहीं है, और बैठ के 2-2 घंटे इंस्टाग्राम स्क्रॉल कर रहे हैं, लड़कियों की फोटोज देख रहे हैं, ये सब कर रहे हैं। तो ये
हाँ हाँ।
चीज, तो मैंने ये चीज डायरेक्टली बोली उसमें कि लोगों के पास इस चीज के लिए टाइम नहीं होता, और जैसे पढ़ाई को इग्नोर करते हैं। अभी रिसेंटली एक मैंने वीडियो डालने वाला हूँ कि लोग एक इस चीज की होड़ में लगे हुए हैं कि हमें परफेक्ट बनना है, परफेक्ट बनने के चक्कर में वो जो है उस चीज को भी गवा देते हैं। तो मैं इसी टाइप की
चल
वीडियोस
ये
वगैरह
तो
सब
वीडियो
डालता हूँ।
डालेगा ही डालेगा। सुन, एक काम करना, तू
जी
ना वो क्वेश्चन आंसर का सेशन के जो भी मेडिकल स्कूल के जो बच्चे हैं, मेडिकल के बच्चे और प्री मेड के,
जी
उनको यूएसएमएलई या फिर मेडिकल स्कूल में घुसने से पहले ये सारे ना क्वेश्चंस कुछ कुछ होते हैं जो तेरे को पता है, मेरे
जी
को उतने आइडिया नहीं है।
जी जी
मैं
जी।
आंसर कर सकता हूँ कि
ठीक है
लाइक
सर।
फर्स्ट ईयर में कैसे पढ़ना है। लाइक
हाँ
मैं आई वाज द टॉपर ऑफ माय बैच, तो मैं
जी,
बता सकता हूँ काफी सारी चीजें कि कैसे कैसे क्या क्या पढ़ना है, कैसे
डेफिनेटली
कैसे
सर।
वो डील करना है। तो तू
जी
वो सारे फर्स्ट ईयर का बना लिया, सेकंड ईयर का बना लिया, थर्ड ईयर का बना लिया, फोर्थ ईयर का, और वो सारे इंटर्नशिप में कैसे। तो मेरे पास वो
बेस्ट।
आंसर्स हैं, पर मैं क्वेश्चन बनाने के लिए टाइम नहीं है अभी।
नहीं सर, मेरे
तो वी
पास
कैन डू
क्वेश्चंस
दिस
हैं।
थिंग।
ओके ओके,
हाँ, तो
डेफिनेटली सर।
क्वेश्चंस तू पूछ और मैं आंसर करता हूँ, और लाइक
ठीक है सर।
यू कैन ऑल्सो यूज दोज वीडियोस एंड मैं भी, क्योंकि
ठीक है
मेरे
सर,
पास
ठीक।
वैसे बैठ के बनाने के लिए वीडियो ना बहुत ज्यादा
हम्म।
टाइम नहीं है, और मेरे को क्वेश्चन भी नहीं पता है, क्योंकि मेरी थॉट ना टेंजेंशियल चली जाती है। मैं बता रहा होता हूँ यूएसएमएल, और फिर बताते
हाँ
बताते और भी सारी चीजें हो जाती हैं, क्योंकि मेरे पास सारी कुछ चीजें एक साथ में
जी
पड़ी
जी
हुई हैं, और जबकि बच्चों को चाहिए होती है सीक्वेंशियल।
जी, उनको एक सीक्वेंस में चाहिए होता है, और यहाँ पे आपके
हाँ
पास है काफी, बोले मेरे पास ये भी है ये भी है, तुम बताओ कि तुम्हें क्या चाहिए।
हाँ, तो ऐसे वाला चीज तो तू जैसे ये वाला ऑर्गेनाइज किया तूने, ये अच्छा था तेरा, मतलब कि एक जो बेसिक पर्सपेक्टिव से मतलब मेडिकल ग्रेजुएट की पर्सपेक्टिव से कैसी
जी
कैसी
जी
चीजें पता होनी चाहिए, तो वो सारी चीजें हैं।
जी
तो
जी।
मेरे को बताना, चल क्वेश्चन
ठीक है सर।
प्रिपेयर कर लियो जो भी है, तो
जी
आई टेक आउट लाइक वीक में एक बना लिया करेंगे।
ठीक है सर, ठीक
एवरी
है
वीक वी
बिल्कुल।
कैन डू दिस थिंग,
हम्म,
लाइक सैटरडे या संडे को टाइम निकाल के
ओके सर।
एक वो कर लेंगे।
जी
और मैं अपने मैकबुक के कैमरे से ना करके मैं अपने या तो दूसरे कैमरे को यूज करूंगा फिर वीडियो के
सर, मैंने तो खुद बड़ी जुगाड़ से करा है, मेरे लैपटॉप में कैमरा नहीं है। तो जैसे
लिए।
आपका मैसेज आया उस टाइम में सोने वाला था पढ़ के अपना, और उस टाइम यहाँ पे
अच्छा
बज
अच्छा।
रहे थे 3:30 बज रहे थे, तो मैंने अचानक से मेरा फोन बेल हुआ, मैंने कहा सर का मैसेज आया, तो मैं उठा। मैंने कहा कैमरा फोन में है नहीं, और मैं कल वेबकैम परचेज करने वाला था। मैंने कहा कैमरा
हाँ
लैपटॉप
हाँ।
में है नहीं, तो सर को आज टाइम मिला है, फिर कब टाइम मिले कुछ नहीं पता। तो फिर मैंने जुगाड़ करके अपने आईफोन को इससे अपने लैपटॉप से कैमरा बना के कनेक्ट करके फिर आपसे कॉल कर रहा हूँ।
अच्छा, तो भाई बढ़िया है तेरा, बढ़िया है। चल ठीक है, तो
ठीक है
फिर
सर।
करते हैं सारी चीजें। ओके,
जी
तो
ओके
तू
सर,
प्रिपेयर
ओके।
करके हर हफ्ते एक
हम्म
एक पूरा पूरा प्रिपेयर किया कर। फिर हम ये
जी जी।
चीज करते हैं कि कोई भी चीज है जैसे कि साथ में कर सकते हैं कोलैब करके यार, मतलब मेरे
हम्म
को तू क्वेश्चन पूछ और
जी
मैं आंसर करता हूँ।
ठीक है सर।
ठीक है।
ओके
ओके,
सर।
चल,
ओके
बाय
सर,
ब्रो।
ओके सर, बाय बाय बाय, थैंक यू।
ओके, टेक केयर।